on the final draft of the Big East preseason invitational season comes down to right now. DePaul, Seton Hall, 1-1. Seed 1 against Seed 2. Who will walk away with victory and the title of preseason champ? Let's find out.
Yeah, and important that DePaul's also on the blue side, so they do have early priority onto the ADC. I think we mentioned a little bit before in the preamble, but try to grab that ADC, especially on the likes of King Amazing, before that pool gets a little bit too small. I think that Caitlyn's still probably my #1 priority in that position. Zai already banned away, so we'll have to see what gets let through, but options are available. In fact, no, it's not available. That gets knocked out too. There are other ADCs that still you can go to about this time.
Ooh, DePaul banning away the Sivir, so Crop's going to have to go deeper in the champ pool as well.
You ban Ashe or Ryze here, or LeBlanc? Really? Okay, so the last one, I didn't think they were going to do that. So this is maybe a Ryze first pick, yeah.
Yeah. So Ryze first pick. DePaul might be able to get both things that they want here in both the Ryze and the Ashe. Let's see what Seton Hall do in terms of bot laner. We haven't seen them play anything else other than these. I think we saw an Ezreal earlier today. Vayne was just played by King Amazing. Not too great. And Seton Hall did play a Kai'Sa earlier. They will go with Morgana. The Black Shield can just never, ever, ever be counted out. It's so useful. And will Seton Hall take away the Ashe? They will. King Amazing will not have that champion. Crop has been, again, mostly a role player on this team and playing it well. This isn't to shut him down, whereas King Amazing, he's been the hard carry multiple times for this DePaul roster. But when he gets shut down, that's when the team finds a little bit of failure.
I think they go Karma Kai'Sa here. I think they really like that into things like Morgana. The Kai'Sa makes a lot of sense, and I think they would round it out with a Karma, which they had done previously in their game 3.
Right, and I mean, in this matchup, too, with the Ryze and the Kai'Sa, you're looking for things that will just keep them fighting, keep them going. The big shields coming out from Karma, plus the fact that you have a magic damage dealer into the Morgana, naturally seen as the way to counter out Morgana in the laning phase, would definitely help out quite a bit, but Seton Hall certainly have the bullies. I think, unfortunately, they've done, well, maybe not unfortunately, but fortunately for Seton Hall, they did do their homework. They read the same Spark notes as you did, and Karma will be knocked off the table. But I think you're going the right direction. I think you're looking for something that's going to be a bit more, you know, pardon the phrase, but supporty, something that's going to be a bit more looking for uptime in team fights, as I don't think you're really going to be looking to go blow to blow in the bottom lane already versus the Ashe and Morgana.
Let's take a look at these second round bans. The Syndra and the Kassadin being moved away from Myanhe, so he's going to have to dig deeper into his champ pool as well. On the opposite side, Karma and Kennen. So you talked about that Karma. That gets taken off the board.
A little bit perplexed by the Ashe and Caitlyn hovers.
Crop, don't do this. All right, we'll wait for that pick to come on through. We'll wait for that pick to come on through.
Yeah, the Caitlyn's already banned, so they can't.
All right, yeah. This is a fake cover. What's going on here? We'll figure it out. The timer has run down, but I'm sure we'll get that pick locked in. There it is. So the Vladimir will stay in the game, but this time not in the hands of Kamcha, but most likely in the hands of Myanhe. Could also be for Please Be Patient as we're waiting for these solo lanes to get picked here. Pantheon, who has been constantly banned throughout this series, now in the hands of DePaul. It'll be maybe soon with it. And the last pick, Hunky Hank, not going with the hook supports. They've been 0 for 2 in this series, so go with the Lulu.
I'm really happy with this rotation from DePaul. They weren't going to be able to fight for priority in the early stages of the game versus the Ashe plus Morgana, so they go for it in the mid to top lane, knowing that especially when there's Vladimir on the other side, you can try to hold control in the early stages, try to keep it from going super late game versus Seton Hall, and that's exactly what they're going to go for. But Seton are going to still fight for some fire with some fire.
Yeah, what I like about all these compositions here in the final game, when everything's being thrown down on the line, you got multiple players on their champions that they're so used to. Please Be Patient, going to have the Renekton that has constantly been banned about him. He's been about that champion all year long, and it's drawn so many bans. Here's an opportunity for him to play it. On the opposite side, Reaper going to go back to his J4, such a fantastic facilitator for the squad, and maybe soon, nope, it's going to be Kamcha, and that's a little bit more like it. Ryze in that mid lane for Kamcha.
Kiana was available this entire time, and I'm really shocked that nobody picked her up, and they prioritize something like a Renekton as well. He has to really love that champion because Spear of Shojin was removed from the game. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yep. So gonna be difficult for the Renekton.
Slight roadblock.
We'll get to see how it rolls. Assume we're gonna see a Sanguine Blade, maybe. You know, some sort of solo split pushing.
Give me the Sanguini.
And we'll find out. All right, guys. 1-1. Who's going to be your champ? I will go first. And after hearing the news that DePaul was giving him one, I'm all about the underdog in this one. I like Seton Hall on this. I actually didn't really care what the draft was going to be. Give me Seton Hall. Give me the Pirates. Go get your victory. Let's see how that plays out.
Well, I have to go with DePaul. I like their draft a little bit more here. Even though the Ashe and Morgana are on the other side, I think that they went for more early game with the Pantheon, with the Jarvan, and I think the Ryze is interesting, and the Lulu is a little bit of an interesting pick too. I think it fares very well into something like a Renekton that wants to dive in. So I like the DePaul draft. I think that the last game even showed me that when Seton Hall has an advantage, it still takes them a while to close the game out. It takes them kind of, I would say, they had to fight against DePaul really hard and tooth and nail to make them lose the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Paul here as well. I really like the fact that they're moving a bit towards the early game like you mentioned, but also the fact they're putting priority towards the top side of the map drags the junglers away from bot lane again, and I think when you isolate that matchup, it favors DePaul quite nicely.
All right, DePaul and Seton Hall both have grown throughout the year. DePaul moving on from Brownman, Bedarius in the top side of the map. In the jungle, the jungler Seton Hall also being moved on upon. Will their spirits that were sacrificed be worth it? Let's find out. DePaul and Seton Hall for the championship. Let's get things underway.
All right, so the number 4 is going to be the number of today, as that's the amount of Conquerors that made their way into this game. Of course, both junglers, same thing at Pantheon, and then King Mason going for Conqueror over press the attack. I think really does show you that they're not looking to play these early laning phase skirmishes. Normally with Kai'Sa, you go for press the attack because it gives you some semblance of early damage with the passive plus PTA. If you can find that combo, you're good. I think this King Mason is saying, look, we're not going to get into range of that. I got the cleanse. I got a Lulu. We're going to stay safe. We're going to farm. And then we're going to pop off towards the mid to late game.
Yeah, and the interesting thing as well, when you look at something like, when you look at Kai'Sa, and I think one of the funny things is you look at how much her Q does to minions, and when you end up having a lot of damage that you can end up healing from things, the Q does so much to a single target, and once you have Conqueror on, you heal for a lot. I think when Kai'Sa first came out, because her Q executes minions, right? When it first came out, I started building things literally just like, what was it? It was Death Dance, and I would buy Hextech Gunblade. Because like you get like 1/3 HP, and you attack a minion wave twice, and then you Q it, and you just actually slaughter the minion wave, and you go back to full HP.
Oh, Reaper. Already in the early gank.
All right, early game coming on through, and
I like that.
that's a little step back there by Mianhe, but it does cost his flash early pressure, and this is what I'm saying about Reaper. He's such a facilitator on the J4.
Yeah, and I like that too, not only because the flash is down, which you can revisit eventually on the ganking style jungler, but because you went through mid and blew the enemy mid laner's flash, it does give some priority to your mid laner. And as both junglers should be ending on the top side of the map, there will be some battling over who gets that top lane scuttle crab. You got the mid laner, you got one more man to the party, you might have that strong crew when you start to fight for that kind of control. You already can't have control bottom side, so just look to fight top.
So again, Crop taking this one away from King Amazing, the Ashe. And he's been a solid role player. We saw him find a lot of success on Caitlyn as the game gets later, but since then, just does his job. And a lot of the time, sometimes you need players that do that. Just hold your lane, do your job, let the rest of the team facilitate. We'll make sure you get yours when it's time. When you start to press, that's when you start to see mistakes come out. Not everyone can be always making plays right here, and you saw what happened last time. King Amazing picking a couple times to tumble forward when he should have tumbled back on the Vayne, and that costed them a lot of DPS for their side. Early path, it means I've earned this rank, gonna be earning a face check right here. Reaper and maybe soon both at the same place, at the same time. I've earned this rank, trying to stay alive, but no, it's the first blood heading on over to J4, but it cost him his life. Now please be patient, and maybe soon going back and forth, the Pantheon and the Renekton. Renekton usually with a lot of damage up front. Will he be able to pick it up? There is no flash. Maybe soon now has to back himself on out here. Please be patient, has to back himself on out. He has backup in the form of Contra. Maybe
He's gonna stay around for a Q.
Gonna try to land the Q. It's gonna be a dodging fest right here. Nope, please be patient, more than happy to back off.
Yeah, Kamcha came all the way up there, and the flash still available for Please Be Patient.
Yeah, and didn't cost him that much. He's still up in CS as we take a look at this one more time. Nice little play there by Maybe Soon, reading that with the pressure, he didn't have to do too much, knew exactly where he needed to be. Fortunately for Reaper, goes down immediately, and the burst damage up front by Renekton more than enough to change it out. 1-1, score still bang even.
Yeah, and that's also showing you a little bit of discrepancy with the XP in this game. Olaf went for a full clear, was a level up on Reaper, and while he had the element of surprise, it was just a little bit too many defensive stats onto Ivern, was able to survive long enough to trade the kill back. Of course, the first blood is always going to be delighted for Reaper, but it's showing you when you are a ganking jungler and you do not full clear when the enemy does, you have to be so careful about where you pick your fights. Because one more thing goes wrong there, and all of a sudden Seton Hall does have the advantage. Thankfully for DePaul, that's not the universe that we live in. It is still pretty much an even battle here with a slight advantage over to the DePaul Demons. But it does still hang in the air, especially we're talking about top lane. But now, 5 minutes around the corner, 5 minutes away, 5 seconds away, and we got a dragon.
Dragon, Drake on the map.
That's why you're going to get it back out of Rise here. And you're also going to have a bit of a clear here from Reaper. I don't know if he'll back and try to get a long sword before the Drake actually starts up, but he will hit level 4 off this camp. Looks like he's just going to continue his route. They do see him now, though.
Oh,
Hunky Hank in a little bit of trouble. The undertow might land. The binding still lands, and oh no, Hunky Hank, you flash in a line. You hate to see it. And Numb Gums is the Novocaine for one of the best players in DePaul. Down he goes, flash away by King Amazin. Here comes the TP on the top side of the map. It was saved for quite some time. Now Crop in a little bit of trouble. Here's Myeonhae just in the nick of time, able to save things up just a bit. 4v3 in terms of numbers here on the bottom side of the map. Nice little volleys slowing things down, but overall a kill to Seton Hall.
And Degon, you had mentioned that players, whether they're willing to be role players or not, recognizing that they are at advantageous state. Hunky Hank goes so far forward over aggressive in that bottom lane, potentially not super comfy with the more squishy, supporty style of Lulu, and gets caught out for nothing. Thankfully, some good reactions from the DePaul side will still grant them that dragon, but these are advantages that you really need to be careful about giving away to a side like Seton Hall.
A lot of TPs used there. Kamcha heading on down to try to help out his squad, but not quite able to answer anything. Myeonhae was able to walk himself down on in as well. No, he TP'd to turret, then worked his way back in. So TP's equal in the mid lane, but the whole time, Maybe Soon was just chunking away. This top lane turret has a pretty big CS lead. Gonna be difficult for Please Be Patient to work his way back on in.
Literally twice the CS of his lane opponent. This has just been a miserable time here. Even though it's a Monolith champion for Please Be Patient, he got pushed out, he got zoned away from the turret, lost a lot of CS, and because he didn't have a teleport or anything, it meant that he had to walk all the way back.
Yeah, and with that, Renekton, like, when we talk about champions that fall off the face of a cliff, the Crocodile is probably about #1. It falls off harder than the style of fashion of wearing Crocs just in public with socks. It doesn't go well on any terms, and now that you have the loss of the Spear of Sojin as well, it's going to get even steeper. So if you want Please Be Patient to have anything in this game, you need to start rescuing this lane, at least try to get a little bit more into it, maybe find one of those plays. I'm thinking like if you almost include Ashe and like find an arrow, maybe not full map-wise, but at least get something onto somebody to get some gold on a Please Be Patient. Maybe you have some way to bring it back, but I'm almost saying wave the white flag up here and really focus on getting Crop and Myeonhae ahead, because those are the guys that are going to win you this game.
Things that are dangerous and not so good when they're falling. Rocks, Crocs, socks, stocks, box. The falling Riven Q, that's always scary, but Please Be Patient needs to make sure he does not follow along with the rest of those Ox as we move forward through this matchup here. Seton Hall, another binding almost landing onto Hunky Hank, and it's kind of interesting. I didn't mind the fact that he's up that far because he did have flash, but we're so used to this bot lane of DePaul getting away with aggressive plays like that, and it's just so poetic that this is usually what happens to DePaul. They dominate the season, they dominate the year, and then their aggressive plays are actually getting punished and don't pay off.
Yeah, it's actually something that I like to call in Collegiate. I call it Drake Porter syndrome. When you have a team that's just so well off during the season, like Columbia College was back in the day, that teams are just afraid to go ahead and contest it. And that's what screams out to me right there, that DePaul, they have this air that they are the big dogs in the Big East, and now they're kind of getting stat checked a little bit. And for me, like Hunky Hank, he was walking up like he had 10 kills, like he was a big old Nautilus and everyone else in the lane at 5 HP. But it is when you're able to punch up, especially because Seton Hall was able to get that game 2 victory to get a little bit more of a morale boost, that you realize that those Giants they were looking at before, they can bleed.
Seton Hall now just with a little bit more, I guess, cadence in the pace of this game. Ivor in this rank has himself a pretty clear bush, and that's a perfect time to go, and Maybe Soon picking the wrong time to engage, and Please Be Patient, and Ivor in this rank. Easy kill here, no movement at all from Reaper. He's like, yeah, that's on you, dog.
Yep.
I'm killing my Gromp.
Yep,
There
he went in because he knew that he was going to get a good trade on the Renekton, but I love the big thing there is please be patient. Waited the entirety of the E for Pantheon to wear off, then he used the Empowered W to stun him, so he didn't waste any of that damage or anything like that.
No, very nicely played, and if you always have concerns that Renekton's damage is going to fall off, well, he's got a pretty good stun. You get the jungler in there, and you get good old 2v2 for old time's sake, and I think that's exactly what Seton Hall wanted on the top side.
One of the best 2v2ers early.
Exactly. I mean, this is one of the strong points that DePaul had always played around. Maybe soon has been a huge secondary carry force, I'd say, that has enabled the rest of the team to play through. And if top lane starts, it's definitely not falling off a cliff anytime soon, but if it does start to go that way, it really puts pressure on that bottom side to hold even stronger.
With that little bit of victory there on the top side of the map, that also meant Rift Herald was focused there, but not finished off. So the Scuttle Crab now in control of Seton Hall. They'll catch out any moves by DePaul, and with the Drake also spawning very soon. A lot of decisions here for Seton Hall. You take a look at the vision for this squad. Not a lot on the bottom side of the map. DePaul have invested a decent amount of time and a decent amount of resources to cover the bottom side. And here we go. All covers, where you at? Numgum's getting caught. Crop able to back up for a little bit more. The killer instinct is popped. Nice little evasion there, but multiple summoners burned for Seton Hall.
Yeah, that's the flash out of both bot laners on the side of Seton Hall, plus the ultimates out of both bot laners. You can now have a little bit more swagger walking around this bottom side with Dragon coming up in just a few moments to launch one of these plays. Though that being said, DePaul, they're a little bit light on the ults themselves. It'd have to be something coming in from maybe soon, or even Hunky Hang with the Bigify to keep this fight going, but at least they're taking away options for Seton Hall to dominate that bottom side.
Slight TP advantage currently, but please be patient. We'll be up here for maybe soon in probably several seconds, but maybe soon kind of chunked. Please be patient. Gonna continue to put the pressure here. Pops the ultimate. Dominance time. Flash, dash. See you later. Please be patient. Says thank you very much.
And a good animation cancel at the Tiamat in the middle of that too, just to get that perfect burst.
Yanhei now putting the pressure on the Reaper. Reaper will be able to get himself out to safety, and Seton Hall just putting the pressure down on DePaul. It was a good play by Reaper to burn all those summoners, but they lose the pressure on the bottom side of the map and now lose control of the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, fantastic movements. They lose top lane, they lose bottom lane. That is how you go in the early game. TP coming in for maybe some of the top lane is going to take away his map priority. Does he actually get the kill here? He is a level down.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, please be patient. In a lot of trouble. Will be able to get himself out to safety. Not quite. And there it is. Please be patient. Should be taken down in just a second. Oh, yep, there it is. Has pressed the attack, not Conqueror.
Yep.
So not a huge ton of healing there at the very last second. And the play pays off there for Kamja, only costing one mid lane plate.
And the Ocean Drake is the one that is third. So we have the Ocean Rift that just came up during that. And good rotation there from Kamcha to help out his buddy in the top side. He does get the kill, but that top lane is now turned for the worse for DePaul. They were winning that lane, and now not so much.
I'm not sure about that one either. What is it? The Rift comes to life. What is it? Is it dead when the winds are there? You know, the
Rift blooms.
The fields are alive.
Okay, Bloomer.
Yeah, that was a lot of that was a lot of wind there in the sound of music. I'd go with the torrents take to the rift, something like that. The battlefield bathes in brushes.
Are you reading these from Elias?
I am reading these from Elias.
Oh man. See, that's the difference, because Elias is a professional writer.
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm like, what's the cloud one? Zoomer. Okay, Zoomer. And then it's like the Infernal Drake, Boomer. And this is the Bloomer.
Ah, the Bloomer. I like
I like that.
All right, and
that's why he gets paid for it and I don't.
And that's the Doomer.
Yeah, Reaper going in with the Kaboomer right onto the Renekton, who doesn't like all these bloomers in its lane. Not so good. Down he goes, and that's a lot of pressure on the top side of the map. Multiple plates will be heading on over as well. Maybe soon able to pick that one up, and now has top lane pressure. No TP for please be patient. So this top lane turret should not be long for this world. Pressure on the bottom side of the map, though. Kind of questioning where is the Vladimir. They're assuming it's a dive on the bottom side of the map and have a good jump on that. The Olaf was there, but no play will be made.
They were looking, but during that time, maybe soon not only got that kill, but was able to recall back towards the bottom side of the map, and with the ultimate, would be able to turn the tides of this fight very quickly. So smart play there for Seton Hall to call it off once they realized that the troops were waiting in reserves for DePaul. They weren't quite deployed, but they were ready to come on out and turn that fight over very quickly. And anytime you throw a fight in the bottom side towards King Amazing, you better not miss, because this is a Kaisa who has yet to really go down too far. In fact, is up in CS. Like, it comes close to even once you factor in the assist gold, but if you let Kai'Sa start to scale up, she will hit way harder and way faster than Vladimir, but Floor Vlad gets like 2 to 3 items.
I love seeing that Panth animation just zooming on in, rushing on in.
Yeah, you
plus with a warning spear.
I love it so much more than the previous one. Like the other one was
circle.
It's
like, oh,
big circle. Wee! It just like opens up. You're like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, there wasn't any. I guess just other than the circle, the visual effect, there wasn't a lot of like oomph behind.
It was less glorious.
Yeah, he just came straight down too. Which this one makes a lot more sense.
It had a little bit of a ripple effect.
This one's easier on his knees. Okay. When you go straight down and land, the hero landing, oh, that's not good for you.
Yeah, this is better on his knees.
Yeah, he gets to slide in, you know?
Where are my Alcovers at?
Alcovians.
Alcovians.
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking of a man who's named Al, and his last name is Cove. Alcove.
Oh, Alcovers.
What's up, Alcove?
What about some covers?
Some
So
covers?
not all of them.
What's some covers? Oh, okay.
There you go. Thank you. I'll be here for the rest of the match.
I thought you were doing one of those Ligma things on me.
Nope.
What's some cover?
Nope.
I was like, what's going on?
That's not me. I'm professional.
I was like, yeah, that's not you. I was like, is Deacon doing it?
Seton Hall using the Rip Arrow on the top side of the map. DePaul will not be able to defend. So the first turret goes down as they are starting to take losses on the bottom side. Turret Crop in trouble, does have the flash, but here comes the killer instinct by King Amazing. It's at the wrong time though, and it's a great outplay by Crop and Numgums against the bot lane of DePaul. Nice damage coming down by the Acathian Rain, but the only thing raining, it's a rainy day for DePaul. That's multiple members going down to the dive. Now on the top side of the map, maybe soon will be falling as well. That's 4 members dead for DePaul. It all goes wrong in Seton Hall taking control of this game.
And that's another tower on the bottom side of the map. And once again, DePaul, the veteran status is being challenged, and they have this overwhelming force on the tops of the map, so they want to respond to the bot lane with this dive, but that is a Morgana.
Oh.
She will just completely control the zone, and King Amazing has absolutely no damage to follow this one through, so much so that Hunky Hank has to tank like a tower shot. Sounds like 2 or 3, but there's just nothing left of his backside.
I don't know if they timed that. I have no idea if they timed that flash from Ashe, because what happened was he went straight in, he got arrowed, and he was just planning on ulting him. But he's got flash. What are you expecting? You're not going to get rooted by the Morgana, stunned by the Morgana, stunned by the Ashe? Like, what's going to happen? I actually can't believe he went for that play. Maybe there was like a really close timing with the flash, but they should have just focused turret. The turret's almost dead. There's no need to rush that play.
Oh no, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pushing here from DePaul as they are starting to focus around this third Drake. The Ocean Drake is down. Here comes Pantheon. Here comes Raz onto the back line and immediately getting chunked very low is Crop, but Hunky Hank goes down. Myeonhae is running amok. Olaf is forced out of the rest of the fight. Numgums is trying to fight himself against Reaper, but King Amazing still alive, still trying to dish damage. Flashes over the wall, takes care of Morgana, and DePaul pick the right fight. They lose 2, but take control of the Drake.
I was going to say that DePaul need to be so careful with what they do right here, right now, because the one thing we talked about from last game, when do you make that stand when you are down? And if you throw it too early, you just give away your chance at the game. That was a risky call, but maybe soon had a great dive onto the back line. King Amazing was able to avoid quite a bit of damage, and that was just DePaul finally coming through and winning one of these fights. There is gold on King Amazing. There's a little bit more on Kamsha, and you're starting to crawl back and see almost the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, Numgums, no stopwatch this time to make some flashy plays. He was not able to get the chains down as we see this one more time. And I thought this was just a lot of press in here for DePaul, but you can see that the Realm Warp onto the back line does nothing. It forces everyone backwards, and Crop just gets immediately deleted. Myeonhae not dishing out AoE damage on multiple targets, only one target. They're not able to get the kill, and then the missed binding by Numgums was his downfall there. The focus turned back on to Vladimir. He gets finished off. So nice fight there, nice target selection by DePaul.
And one thing you really wanted to see during that fight was Ivern contributing to a lot of that damage on the front line. But instead of going for the members that are already locked down and currently engaged, went to change to King Amazing.
King Amazing able to pick that one up. 2 Drakes over to DePaul. Mountain and Ocean. Seton Hall only... Infernal Ocean for DePaul. Mountain only for Seton Hall. And so it'll be a battle for these Drakes a little bit longer.
And you remember that play where the map just kind of completely got decimated, where DePaul lost their top turret, their top tier 2, their bottom side of the map was really contested, and they dove and messed it up. That play, a lot of that has been reversed by the fact that they won that previous fight, they picked up that dragon, and they just got a kill on mid on Numgums, who's giving that kill over to King Amazing, who's the one person that I would say you really do not want to give kills to at this point in the game, is that Kai'Sa. That Ryze is right behind her, but the Kai'Sa in particular with the cleanse is going to be that mega carry this game. That's the person that the Lulu is going to empower, that's going to really be a force to be reckoned with, and that's the person that you really need to keep these things away from. So I think it's pretty bad that happened from Numgum.
Oh, it certainly is, and the fact that you're trying to build up this backline from DePaul just gives you that way to get into the fight. I'm especially happy with how Reaper is building as well and understanding his role in these fights, because you're already seeing the tanky build coming on through. I really hope you see a pickup of at least a stopwatch at some point, because if you're going in as Reaper, if you can isolate out this backline, like lock Crop down, don't let him get DPS off, and let King Amazing have his way with like 1 or 2 different champions, not to mention the Ryze that's still in the game, you can play these fights so well like you did in game number 1, and you have ways of taking apart and picking apart the piece of the Seton Hall fight, but that only keeps going if you don't get, knocked out punch like Seton Hall almost was able to do with across the map towers.
So a battle between these two squads of punch and counter punch, who's been able to recover. And in this case, DePaul with a big recovery, stalling out a little bit longer to allow their big carries in the form of the Ryze and the Kai'Sa to continue to scale on up. Again, Reaper, 4-2-2, want to take a jungle check, has been across the map, made that one play on the bottom side that Zyrene did not agree with. I also did not agree with Crop just with flash up, able to flash himself out to safety.
I also do not agree with it.
Okay, return.
Just on a record.
I've earned this rank on the opposite side, 1-1-3, not quite a big impact here, up in CS and starting to reach more of a critical mass here. Olaf does fall off here. It will be very scary to have Olaf running at you, not only with Ragnarok, but then as soon as that ends, you've got Black Shield. You can put Black Shield on Renekton, Ragnarok on Olaf, and you've got these divers going to the backside. It's just all scary.
And then especially with the ability for King Amazing on the Kai'Sa to reposition, seemingly cross a fight, if Ivern doesn't get a good initial jump in or doesn't go on the right target, it's going to be so incredibly hard for him to have any impact in these fights.
And that's going to be the challenge. I don't know how much they're going to transition from him having the impact to. I think they need to really enable this guy on your screen, Mianhe. They have to enable him, they have to enable Crop, and they have to use Please Be Patient while he's powerful. What item is he going for next?
My money's on Spellbinder.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about Please Be Patient.
Oh, I don't think Please Be Patient is going for Spellbinder. Here, let's see. Is he going for like a GA?
It might be GA.
Might be.
Because that would have been Shojin. That does not exist.
Or maybe
if he builds a Shojin, we're going to have to check on a few things here.
Mianhe able to win the split push battle of the mid laners on the bottom side, finishes it off there. Now the Drake, again, battle for vision has been so important. You can see Seton Hall, they've taken control of it right now. Remember, they are sitting only on 1 Drake compared to the 2 of DePaul. They are here first. Renekton does have TP. But look at this. It looks like a very similar setup as last time. Maybe soon, coming in late, has the ultimate to get on into that backline fight. Renekton is split pushing. You can see the pings backing off, and Mianhe has recalled in all this vision, all this time spent here at the Drake. It gives it away.
Look at all those bushes that just have control wards in them.
What just happened?
But they don't mean anything though.
No. They get to see the bushes, but that's about it. Make sure the Rengar's not hiding somewhere in the bushes from there. But I definitely have to say that seems similar to the play that SHU were able to pull off at the end of the last game. The one where I said, oh, if Cassidy and TP's the top lane, maybe they get the game instead of just a tower when you're
the slow.
Yeah, the chase is on here on the top side of the map, and if DePaul are able to pick this one off, they'll have immediate control of Baron in terms of numbers. Hunky Hank now joining the fray, maybe soon able to get the ward down. And now look at this play, the Renekton trying to pick up Hunky Hank, able to use the growth, but it is not enough. Please Be Patient gets taken down.
Hunky Hank, you are not playing Nautilus. Please have some concern for your own well-being here at some point in time. I know the feeling, but yeah, with that, they are able to get something. Okay, that was just the Jarvan.
Yeah, that's the Jarvan.
Like,
straight up the screen.
But
nope, he's at the Raptors and he just threw it right down. All right.
But something that was off screen, and I guess because there's Essence Reaver on Ashe, it's not as impactful. But Ashe ulti went out, missed, so that's like down for what, 5 seconds now, maybe 6 if we're lucky. But certainly big pickup. And also, for those of you who are playing along at home, if your bingo board says Guardian Angel, you are the winner of the Renekton bingo so far. You can come collect your prize. Unfortunately, no Essence Reaver, but yeah, just want to stay alive during those fights. Or
prize was $12 off your Grubhub order of $15 or more.
Everyone's a winner in that sense.
Because everyone's smart and Challenger Elo in chat.
Exactly.
So they would have known.
Naturally so, but interesting to see. And the Rift didn't catch on fire with the Twitter flame this time. It's the soothing oceans of Twitch chat. The supportive nature. That's what I'm going to go with for now.
I don't know if I would call them.
We'll rework that.
We'll
run it. Yeah. Well, no, you got all the, like, I think there's like support or something. I don't. Oh, that. All right, JK. Take it back. It's gone. Everyone go home. But stay home with Grubhub and watching us here at ESL, of course. But definitely, now these teams want to be going home with the L. Everyone wants to get the W. And we're getting to one of the most hotly contested points of the game so far.
Oh, starting to get
a
little cheeky here. Numgums getting chunked down by King Amazing. And again, stalls out just a bit. The battles have been around this Ocean Drake. The next one will be very impactful for both teams. Seton Hall have to prevent the fourth one. And the Dragon Soul heading over to DePaul. DePaul obviously working for that Dragon Soul and see what they can do around the map. We haven't seen these big cross-map plays quite yet in some time here for either team. It's been a recall by maybe soon to hover on the bottom side of the map, but haven't quite fully engaged in some time.
Yeah, and exactly with that, but also on the flip side of that too, it feels like everyone, I think people know that this is the finals match. That you have to be really careful with any play you do, especially after DePaul failed that one on the bottom side. But I almost wanted to point out that I haven't really been seeing the Ashe arrows being used to the same effect that King Amazing was. I know that probably the majority of the reason they picked this is to take it away from King Amazing, but I still want to see Crop step up in a situation like this. You don't have to win the team fight, but you might just have to find that first pick that's willing to grab it. But Seton Hall, you have to be ready to step up to the Giants once again, take your best shot, and hope to come out the other end, because that gold lead is going to be less and less as the game goes on.
I mean, I would just be throwing him at him just to get the cleanse out.
Crop forced out. Nice cleanse immediately by King Amazing.
Oh, he got him.
Numgums has nowhere to go, and he doesn't have Sonya's. He immediately falls, and I've earned this rank also to flash away. And that's the carry. King Amazing making his own play out of nothing, forcing multiple flashes, and now Baron control over to DePaul.
Yeah, he just walked straight up at Crop, and Crop was like, well, do I have to leave? And eventually does, but it's way too late for it. Ooh. He's already been backed up by Numgums. Almost gets the GA there.
No flash here for I've earned this rank. This is a DePaul Baron all
God, the Vladimir.
Or maybe not. I've earned this rank, not able to quite get there in time. And this might be all she wrote. This might be the big fight. DePaul buying a little bit more time, flashing backwards. I've earned this rank does fall. Crop on retreat as well. The TP by Renekton. Too little, too late, and Crop forced back to his inner turret. And DePaul have taken control of the game. The first time they've had a gold lead in over 20 minutes.
And they have this push with the Baron onto this mid turret. The Dragon, their fourth Dragon, is about to come up. The Dragon Soul is almost available for them.
And King Amazing not only has the ability, Killer's Instinct, has just the instinct itself, knows exactly when he can go forward. In fact, extend that statement to all of DePaul. They know that they can catch Seton Hall. You can almost feel the hesitation in the steps for SHU. DePaul, none such hesitations exist. And even please be patient. Like when your teammate's already going down, doesn't want to get into the fight because he knows that if he dies, GA is down. That's a big advantage. And just trying to save everything now for the right fight. But when is that fight?
And Mianhe, he really just got way too zealous.
That's the fourth Drake heading on over to DePaul. They have the Ocean Soul, Ocean Drake Soul here. And that means the Elder Drake will be the next one here. Near infinite healing here coming out of DePaul with the Ocean Drake Soul.
There are very few things in League of Legends that I think I would ever say you cannot let happen. There's usually always a way to come back from most things, but you cannot let DePaul get this Elder Dragon. If that goes the way, not only is King Amazing and Cobb just absolutely ripping through everyone, there's also that execute, which I highly doubt anyone is going to be able to survive through. Not even Renekton with the GA, not even, of course, the likes of the Vladimir with the pool. It just gets too simple to win these fights. And it's getting harder and harder as we go on. But I think that's the ledge. That's the point of no returns.
Again, we've talked about who's been able to carry. I've earned this rank has carried them throughout the season for Seton Hall, but King Amazing that was all him. Just stepping forward, looking Crop straight in the face, and ult me, I dare you. Cleanse ready to go, able to dodge out the Morgana right afterwards, and then burn Morgana ult, Morgana flash, Ashe ult, Ashe flash, the Ivern this ranks flash. It was amazing.
And and this is basically the same as almost game 3 that we had between these two teams, where it was neck and neck. I remember it being the closest one in the series, and it came down to King Amazing, supported by Hunky Hank. And it looks like it's going to be the same story here again. Hunky Hank even rushed first item. He got a McHale's, so that if he gets hit by a binding and he doesn't have it, he's going to still be good.
No flash for Crop. We knew that was going to be an issue. Here comes the Pantheon joining on into the fight, and it's just too easy for DePaul. They've got the go button. They hit it, and it's just in time. Seton Hall starting to fall apart. DePaul dishing out the damage. Kamcha taking out the opposing mid laner. Who's going to deal the damage for Seton Hall? The answer is nobody. The inhib turret now in the eyes of the Blue Demons. Have they finally done it? Have the Blue Demons exercised their own demons, finally close to being the Big East champions? There's the GA being popped for Please Be Patient. Ivern this rank is the last one up. Crop and Numgums 15 seconds away, but DePaul pushing on in to claim their title. They don't have minions. They are taking a decent amount of damage. Here come the minions for Seton Hall, but the auto attacks are coming through. Are they overstaying? Ivern this rank, thinking about heading on in. Numgums able to land the binding, but there goes Ivern this rank. The Olaf is gone. Ashe is not dishing out a ton of damage. Crop must be the hero. Lands the Ashe arrow, but it's not going to be enough. Your winners, your champions, after years of being the bridesmaid, they finally find their championship. It is DePaul. The Blue Demons climb the mountain, and they can claim themselves as the #1 team in the Big East.
Absolutely incredible back and forth series between these two teams. Both time they played each other, but honestly, DePaul, they just look a little bit of a cut above in that bottom lane, especially, and the way that the team supports it. That was the difference there. That, I think, in almost every single game was the thing they had to pay attention to. And on this patch, the bottom lane, it's going to be king when it gets to that mid game. The AD carries turn on a little bit faster. Their items are a little bit better now, and that's exactly how he was playing, is just better than his opponent.
Yeah, these guys went back and forth. You could see the execution of these plays so important for both these squads. But again, the bot lane, Hunky Hank, King Amazing coming up huge. Reaper going around the map on that J4, taking care of business and allowing the rest of his team to get things done. Kamcha, again, he's been the focal point of the squad for such a long time, able to get it done. Congratulations to the Blue Demons for finally climbing that mountain and able to claim themselves as the champions of the Big East. We got ourselves another replay here for Returned to break things down. Return, take it away.
Yeah, guys, we got one more here as DePaul is able to climb the mountain. And we're going to take a quick look at exactly one of the last steps they had to take. And this, once again, was the killer instinct, not only from DePaul, but especially on a King Amazing. So we're going to play this one out here. As you see, Baron is up and available on the map. And Seton Hall, they're prepping this area up top. But it's these small moments where you have an option to go in. And right here, you can see it. There is nobody even close to assist this Ashe. It is a straight shot in, and the best part is you have backup from DePaul to support this dive. This is a split-second decision. If you do not make this decision before Crop walks away, this opportunity is gone. Baron might go a different way, and who knows, maybe a pick from the Ashe or the Vladimir could have gone ahead and at least made the game longer, if not go the other way. But this engagement immediately onto Crop is what's going to enable this fight to start. And as we play on through, we're going to stop here in just a few seconds. Actually, as the ultimate comes back, and here is where some miscommunication does put the final nail in the coffin for Seton Hall. So Numgum, upon seeing this Ashe run away, or at least get engaged on, has two options. You either move to support, especially along with the Olaf, or you go ahead and you get the heck out of dodge. Unfortunately, this was not communicated between the flash being blown out of Ashe, who was able to disengage successfully, and the Morgana, who is now in the middle of one of the scariest people in this game currently. And as we play this one out, you'll see exactly how it ran. The miscommunication doesn't matter if the flash was blown, but that one pick that separates the runner-ups from the champions was made. And this perfectly leads into the Baron, into the rest of the game, and DePaul had absolute control. DePaul, I mean, this is probably one of the best times we've seen them. I can't wait to see what they're going to be able to do during the regular season. But this certainly was a championship well worth waiting for, and certainly one that they won't forget soon. Back to you guys.
Again, big victory here for DePaul, and it's been a long season, and we can't understate how many times they've had so many fantastic regular seasons, getting themselves all the way into the playoffs, into the finals, and then just falling short. And for a little bit there, it looked very close, like Seton Hall. We're going to be able to pull that one out.
Yeah, Seton Hall for a bit. I was convinced during the regular season that they were the strongest team. And then when it came down to really the way the patch is and thinking about it more, the bottom lane, King Amazing really was the difference maker in this series. I think everybody really had blow for blows back and forth with their opponent. But I think every single time King Amazing came out on top, and same with Hunky Hank of their lane opponent.
All right, well, we have exactly that on the line here. King Amazing and the rest of his teammates from DePaul, congratulations for getting the victory. It's great to see the room one more time this season. How's it feel to be the preseason champs?
Yeah, it feels really good, especially since we managed to pull through in that last game. It looked really close at the beginning, Seton Hall, they played a really good game. They got us to game 3, but we managed to come up on top at the end, so it feels great that we managed to win.
At what point in the game did you realize that you guys were going to be ahead now, that you were now pulling out, and that you were going to be able to win that?
Yeah, so when I felt like I was personally ahead was when I was through Adams and Kaisa. I was like over 10 CS a minute, I think. I had my man immune done, and I had like Lulu and Max W. So I was basically raid boss at that point. They couldn't really do anything to kill me since I'd cleanse. So at that point, I think we were ahead.
Talk us through that play there that we just recapped here, because that had to be the turning point of the game. You ulted right on into the Ash, and then as soon as you got hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, you cleansed it and dodged the Morgana ult. What were you thinking? What were comms like when that happened?
Yeah, so basically, when Kaisa's probably my best champ, so I have a really good understanding of when I should ult in and when I shouldn't. So when I hit that W, I just knew it's like I have to go in now. Like this is the play that can change the game for us. So I just went in, cleansed the ult, just get the kill, and we were able to snowball the game from there.
Yeah.
Did you always have that instinct as an AD carry, or was that something you had to develop of knowing when to be aggressive?
Yeah, knowing how to be aggressive, that's definitely something that takes a lot of practice on ADC. Like, it takes so many games, especially with Kaisa, because so many Kaisas, they kind of, ulted and kill themselves. And that even happens at, the pro levels still. It's easy to have a bad Kaisa, all right? So knowing when to go in, it's so important. Just staying, on the outside of dying while also doing as much damage as possible. That's kind of, the key to playing ADC.
What's winning this preseason championship going to do for your team into the offseason and prepping for the 2020 Collegiate League of Legends season?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge confidence booster for us since we managed to pick up the win in finals. I'd say that going into the actual season, we've played a lot more together because it's my first year here at DePaul, so I've never really played on a collegiate team before. So getting acclimated and being able to play with them, I feel like I'm a part of the team now, and we can go from there.
Well, congratulations. Again, let all the other guys know what a great job they've done. And as well, I got to do it for the Twitch chat. Tell Reaper how awesome he is. Everyone thought he did a fantastic job. But you, sir, that was a great job. Go celebrate with the rest of the team. You guys are champions.
All right.
All right, so there it is. King Amazing. Do it exactly. He's like, oh, I gotta go celebrate. Let's go celebrate right now. No pause for that. Before we button all this up, I want to say congratulations to Seton Hall. The changes that they made going all the way to the end. They've got so much room for growth, as well as the fact that they made a couple of changes in their roster and have found a lot of success to build upon for the 2020 season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a very successful preseason for them where they were able to get their new jungler in, get a kind of a team revolving around him, but now they know where their weak points are, where they can kind of play to. And honestly, if the meta starts favoring things like top lane carries with jungle synergy, then the meta is going to be much more in favor of them. So as things shake out during the preseason and the patches, we'll see what ends up happening with this team the next time we see them.
Well, that was an exciting, thrilling end to our 2019 Collegiate League of Legends Big East Preseason Invitational. Your champions again, DePaul. Huge ups to them, and huge ups to our presenting partner, the official delivery partner of the ESL Collegiate program, Grubhub. Without them, this would not have been possible. Thank you so much to Grubhub for making these dreams come true. And again, make sure, sign up. Free food, always great. But again, Grubhub, thanks for making it happen. Guys, that is it from us here. It has been a fantastic season of League of Legends. Prepping yourselves for 2020. Go play on the new patch. Go learn the new season, and we'll catch you next year. Thank you so much for myself, for Zyrene, for Return, everyone in the broadcast crew. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in 2020.